Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fae Realm. We're doing a TTRPG stream on a Monday with a bunch of faces that some of you haven't seen before. Welcome to the Fae Realm, friends. It is very good to have you all here. We're playing a spooky Christmas game today that I will leave to Alandra to introduce a little bit more thoroughly. But before we do that, I'm going to have everyone introduce themselves, and if you have anything you want to plug, please do so. I'm going to go in clockwise order from what I see on the Zoom screen. So, Deebs, you're up first.
Shit.
I get to go to someone else for once.
Hello, I'm Deebles, or DB, or whatever. Ren and I have been playing games for a while. You could find me over on my own channel. It's Deebles with 4 E's, because Deebles was taken already on Twitch. Thanks. And yeah, I'm here to have a good time. I'm our East Coast.
we had to have someone on the East Coast contingent for the night. Mark, over to you.
Hi, yeah, I'm Mark, also known as the Lord Bonk on social media and streaming services. I have played with about half this table before. Very excited to play with more people, and spooky, scary skeletons of any variety is always fun, and I thoroughly enjoy a no prep game.
They're tremendously fun. Joseph, over to you.
Hi, I'm Joseph. You may recognize me from the Redacted Reports. I occasionally jump in at Q&C when they need me, and excited to play this first time playing with Mark, but everyone else I've played with before, so excited.
And of course, you know me, I'm Tiana Wren. This is my channel, and I also play over on Majestic Goose and Q&C. We're doing the things tonight, and now I'm going to toss it over to our wonderful skeleton wrangler, Alandra.
Hi, friends. I am Alandra, aka LadyBedivere. This is a really exciting mashup of a bunch of my favorite people to play with who have not all played in this configuration before, so I'm very excited. And tonight we are playing Creepy Christmas Carolers, which is a one-page holiday variant RPG. It is based on a one-page. It's technically like 4 pages because there's a character sheet and such, but a quick play, no prep TTRPG that I wrote several years ago called Spooky Scary Skeletons. Mark has actually play tested more versions of this game than I think anybody else. I think it's Mark and Zepp and Christy who have been the playtest group. But yeah, so we're playing this little holiday variation in which you and your friends are gonna have a sweet night drinking hot cocoa, singing carols, and defending your realm from the skeleton army. A totally normal holiday activity. So this is a no prep game. The intention being that all you need is a couple of D6s, and you can pick up this page, and you sit down, you build characters, the GM builds a world, and then you just go. And so true to that form, we are going to roll characters on stream right now. Surprise, everybody. It shouldn't be a surprise. All of the players actually did know this was coming, weirdly enough. Everybody, I believe, has the sheet, so we're going to roll up. I need to make sure I'm looking at the correct version, because if I start looking at the Halloween version, I'm going to be real confused. The base version of this game is Trick-or-Treaters. This version is Christmas Carolers, and there is a third, as yet never played before version that takes place at an Easter egg hunt. I just need to figure out a summer version, and then the entire seasonal calendar is complete.
4th of July. 4th of July. It's the neighborhood barbecue.
Oh, freaky fireworks. Okay,
there you
great. Go. Yeah. Bloody barbecues.
Yeah.
We'll workshop it offline. Cool. Let's go ahead and do some character creation. So I'm going to let everybody have a moment to roll while I talk to the stream. The categories that everybody is rolling for, everything is a D6 based. This is meant to be really easy and just using whatever dice you have in your house. You can steal them from your Yahtzee game if you need to. Everyone's going to be rolling for their group theme. We have found you can roll this as a group, but we found it's really funny if everybody rolls individually and shows up and you see if anybody missed the memo, or in some cases if anybody got the memo. about how they're supposed to dress for this Christmas caroling. There is a question of why you have chosen to go caroling this evening. Everybody gets a specialization called their Kid Genius, which allows them a sort of advantage on certain things you might need to make your way through the neighborhood. Their greatest fear and their relationships. I'm gonna leave it to you guys if you guys want to roll relationships and see what weirdness ensues, or if you want to all just be like classmates.
I love the relationship.
Let's roll it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone's gonna roll a relationship. This gets really fun because sometimes people are like secret siblings and didn't know it. So we'll just roll that in order. I'll call it when we get to people. And the premise of this entire game is that the players are playing a group of Christmas carolers who are going out into the neighborhood. The skeleton army arises, and they must find a way to get to some semblance of safety. I usually refer to this as their HQ. That can be the treehouse. That could be whoever's parents seem to have the like most fortifiable, home aloneable house. That can be the community center where everybody else, you know, like whatever you all choose. This is very flexible. It's very in the moment. We just make it up as we go. Even more than a traditional TTRPG. This is not saying much if you've ever seen me run a game, because I notoriously prep nothing and make it up as I go, even when I'm running a module. So this is really inspired by my desire to not have to do any prep work. Right. So, we're gonna go around in the kind of the order of the overlay. I'm gonna call everybody out so that I can make these notes. So that of course means we get to start with Ren, your favorite thing.
My favorite.
Gotcha. What theme did you dress to tonight?
Full-on Victorian Dickens garb.
Of course you did.
Of course I did.
Of course you did.
Oh man, my beloved pen is already failing me. We're
No!
gonna trade that.
No.
Normally it's dice that go to dice jail, not my pen, but you know. Someday I'll be a professional GM and I'll take my notes digitally, but today's not that day. Great. Ren, why are you caroling?
I thought it was the ice skating group.
The
Classic.
Victorian ice skating.
I was out to get the Instagram pictures of skating around the tree with the hot cocoa, and now I'm here and I can't back out.
What is your kid genius?
Ironically for this one, you know a bunch of shortcuts through your neighborhood backyards. Mine is navigation.
Navigation. Hey, it means you're good at navigating the backyards, not social encounters. What is your greatest fear?
The dark.
A classic. Anybody who's ever watched me run this game before knows that there is one thing. It's not written into the rules, but it is a thing that happens every time we play. We'll see if anybody catches it. And lastly, you're gonna roll your relationship to Joseph.
Okay.
What is your relationship to Joseph's character?
He is my classmate.
Great. Have to do like a weird little square situation to track all that. Lastly, maybe most importantly or least important, depending, what is your name?
Sammy Joe.
Sammy Joe. Is that I-E or Y?
Y.
And just J-O?
Yeah.
Great. That's gonna bring us, coming around the room, to Joseph.
Okay.
So, Joseph, what's your group theme?
Generic winter garb, cold climate.
Cool.
Bummed I didn't get warm climate because then I could just say, I'm wearing this.
Yeah. I mean, you still could be, depending.
Yeah.
Why are you caroling?
I am avoiding a family gathering.
Always.
I know I can't go. I got a carol with these guys.
I definitely
Sorry.
committed to a thing. What's your kid genius?
I earned 3.5 safety badges with my scout troop.
Hell yeah.
First aid.
aid. What is your greatest fear?
Oh, also the dark.
Oh, shit.
And Joseph, how do you know Mark?
Mark, I did not roll this one. We're friends.
Okay.
Yeah, we're friends.
Fantastic. Lastly, what is your name?
Let's just go Andy.
Great.
Andy Y.
Andy with the Y. Wonderful. Let me switch over here. Great. And so that's going to bring us to Mark. Mark, how are you dressed this evening?
Group costume for a holiday movie.
Ooh. Which movie? Or do you want to save that and reveal later?
I think I'll save that. Yeah.
Oh no.
Great. Okay. Yeah, you think you're meeting a group that's all dressed to theme. Why are you caroling tonight?
Community service.
Oh no.
You know, somebody's gotta. What's your kid genius?
Well, I won 2 science fairs with my Rube Goldberg style contraptions.
Hell yeah.
This has definitely never been a problem for me in a Mark game before. That's gonna be booby traps, y'all.
Yep.
We love that.
What is your greatest fear?
Swimming pools.
Classic.
I just love that swimming pools is an option.
Accepting suggestions for swapping things out when I do the revised version of these games, which I'm hoping that's one of my goals for next year, is to actually do a revised version of this game that cleans up the mechanics a little bit. What is your relationship to DB's character, Mark?
We're about to find out.
Yeah!
Siblings.
Ooh!
Yes.
Great. That's always a fun one to roll. And lastly, of course, what is your name?
Vance Bobbins.
Vance Bobbins. Great. Cool. I love how ridiculous this game is at all times. Wonderful. And last but never least, in our hearts, DB, what are you dressed like tonight?
I am also in full period Victorian Dickens.
Hell
Hell
yeah!
yes.
Join me.
Yep.
Why are you caroling?
I'm avoiding a family gathering, which makes so much sense in my normal life too.
I also love that it means you're having to go out with your community service sibling.
Somebody has to watch him.
Valid.
Oh, I'll watch.
What's your kid genius?
You have read every religious and mythological book in the school library. Lore.
Hell yeah.
We've
What's
got
your...
4 different kid geniuses.
That's impressive. Honestly, I think this is the first time that everybody's gotten fully different ones. We usually end up with a weird, funky overlap. What's your greatest fear?
Swimming pools.
Runs in the
siblings
family.
Yeah.
So
There
we're
was
gonna
an
run into at least
incident.
one swimming pool, right?
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
Dark swimming pool.
Learning how to swim didn't really happen in our family.
No, they just tossed us in and then we almost drowned.
I feel like there was an incident. Maybe this also has something to do with why you're avoiding family gatherings. Please roll your relationship to Ren's character.
Okay. We are also siblings.
Fascinating.
So I'm just going with my friend Mark and all of his siblings.
Yeah, you know,
Or,
maybe there's some
Vance-
weird, like,
Vance.
there might be some weird, like, half siblings and things like that. I definitely think in the revised version, this is just going to become family members, so that
Sure.
it can expand to cousins and things. But sure, let's get weird with it. And lastly, of course, DB, what is your character's name?
Oh, Jennifer Applegate.
Great. All right. Yes.
Can I get everybody to tell me their characters' names again?
I am Sammy Joe.
I am Vance Bobbins.
It's Bobbins, got it.
I'm Andy.
Like Madonna, Andy.
And what's your name again?
Andy
DB?
Y.
Oh yes.
Say what?
What's your name again, DB?
Jennifer Applegate.
Sweet. Thank you.
Amazing. All right. Cool. The last, I think, most important thing to ask everybody, what age group are we playing? Do we want to go, like, early high school? Do we want to go...
The only thing we have to is the community service is like the thing that might restrict it a little bit.
I mean, it could
Maybe-
be you're banking your points for some
Yeah,
class
like-
assignment. It doesn't have to be,
Yeah.
like,
true.
hoodlumry. Unless you want it to be hoodlumry. I'll
I
leave that
feel
up
like
to
it
Mark.
might be for Mark.
Oh yeah. I immediately wanted to curve into hoodlumry.
So high school, like, just in general.
High school
Yeah.
could be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like older middle school to high school, depending on what the age range is with the 3 siblings going on here.
Again, I think there's some half siblingry going. I think this is
Sure.
also part of why you're inviting the family get together. Some of you is
We
that there's-
recently found out a parent cheated.
Hell yeah.
somebody definitely had secret family. Maybe it was legit. Maybe it was just the family they had before this family, not at the same time. But things got weird.
You know,
Stop,
as they very
weird.
typically do.
So we'll just see how that's. My favorite thing about this is not establishing too much up front and just seeing what pours out of your mouths as we go. It's always special. But with that, I think we dive in to our adventure. As I rotate all of my tabs and windows now that I have updated the overlay.
Yes, much obliged. All of our names are now on the overlay.
Hey, we're playing with OBS magic, friends, and also the magic of Christmas, and possibly some other creepy or ancient magic that you should really beware of. But right now, that's not a problem for any of you. Right now, the only problem you're having is getting to the community center, where you're all supposed to meet up for what most of you know is a caroling adventure. One of you is a little confused as to why you're meeting at the community center instead of going directly to the ice rink. It's not that far of a difference. The ice rink is, a few blocks over and is more in the downtown area, whereas the community center is at the edge of one of the large parks. But, that's what the flyer said. So you've all made your way to the community center. First to arrive, I think, is probably Vance. Because you have to be on time for this one. Your parental figure was very explicit about making sure that you were on time.
Yeah, so I come strolling in on my homemade adult kangaroo shoes. So that way my costume actually fits me, because I have a giant paper mache head on with like a face cut out, and I am the Muppet Christmas Carol ghost of present Christmas. And I just am walking down the streets of "Get to know me better, man."
Oh boy.
Did your voice just drop and you're very proud of this?
Oh yeah, I'm curving into it as much as I can.
Amazing. You roll up to the community center, and maybe not directly on your heels in a literal sense, but shortly after you is Jennifer. Jennifer, you roll up. How are you getting to the community center?
I drove.
Ooh.
I recently got my license. After having such good grades.
Amazing.
And I would have offered my brother a ride, but I was not going to be seen with him looking like that.
I also don't fit.
That's very true. It would have been hard to get into the car. You drive up, you park in the community center parking lot. You see your brother is like just maybe struggling a little bit to get the door like open and get through it without, risking it falling closed on any of the like. I'm assuming you've also got like cartoonishly large gloves to
Of
go
course.
with the Muppet vibes.
Yeah.
I-
But I've got like little grabbers and like the middle finger that
Oh my
like are in my glove, so it looks like I'm just pulling things with a finger.
Beautiful.
I will hold the door open for him.
Amazing. As you are holding the door open to help Vance get through in his costume, you see someone else is full Victorian tonight, which you weren't sure if anybody else was going to go that hard. As you see Sammy Joe approaching. Sammy, how are you getting?
I showed up on my scooter. I'm close enough that it's not a huge lift, and the ensemble wouldn't fit on my bike.
What, like a razor scooter?
Yeah, like a razor scooter.
Oh my god, full Victorian garb on a razor scooter.
Kinda
Hell
looks-
yeah.
Are you skirted or are you like mask
Skirted, yeah.
style? Yeah, so it kind of looks like you're floating a little bit, but then you have this like handle protruding up to the front that ruins the illusion.
Only when you look closely. But yeah, roll up to the community center and fold my and I have my ice skate slung over my shoulder, fold up my scooter and then look around. What are you doing here? I didn't think you were going out skating.
Well, I'm not. This is the Christmas caroling.
Oh.
You're gonna skate in that?
Yeah. Yeah, have you not been following my Instagram? I've been documenting my entire journey making this thing, and today was when I was supposed to go ice skating and show it all off. Look, I even recreated the Victorian skates.
What? Why would you go skating? That's just a frozen swimming pool.
Correct.
Because unlike some people in our family, I'm not afraid of water.
Oh,
Listen,
sorry.
we're not afraid
Professional
of
training.
we're not afraid
Knows how
of
to
water.
swim.
We're afraid of the pool that some of us may have been pushed into when there was no water.
Right. I always forget about that particular incident because I wasn't around at that point.
Yeah, no, I'm actually just afraid of the water part.
Right around this point, Andy, you roll up in time to see this crew. You've been friends with Vance for a while, and because you're friends with Vance, you've probably heard some of the like the progress over the last like year or so as all of this family drama has come down, and you've known Sammy for a little bit too. Sammy Joe's in your couple of your classes. So the big revelation that has occurred over the last year that Vance, Sammy Joe, and Jennifer are all related has definitely made things a little weirder. Also weird is the fact that all three of them seem to be in costume while you are wearing a Christmas sweater.
Not even. I think I'm just wearing a coat
Yeah.
and a hat.
Yeah. But yeah, you roll up to this scene. How did you get to the community center?
I think I drove as well. Told my parents like, "Hey, sorry, I really can't go." I told my friend Vance that I would help him with this community service thing, I told them I was planning on it, but I really just like, oh shit, that family thing was tonight. I have this other thing.
Your mom was incredibly disappointed that you're not gonna be around when your aunt and uncle and your like 4 cousins, small child cousins, come over. But when she hears that you're doing it to help a friend with their community service, she's like really proud of you for being so noble as to give up your evening to help a friend like that and do it for good. So she's willing to let you take the car.
Yeah, and I definitely was not planning on this, so that's why I'm just in a coat and hat.
You grabbed a coat.
I probably
on the way
knew
out
that
the
there
door.
was some sort of theme planning, but I'm like, at first I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. That's dumb. It's like, oh, that or family gathering.
Yeah. But you all roll up. Everybody helps, whether they want to or not. In order to get into the building, you have to make sure that you help Vance get through the doors. So you all make your way into the community center, and you notice that it's like oddly quiet in here. Not yet in a creepy way, but just in a like, if this is the meetup point for the Christmas caroling, you would expect there to be more activity happening. But as you make your way kind of into like the big sort of like, through the little like entry hallway, you open up into the big sort of like auditorium, gymnasium, multi-purpose room that every community center seems to have. You see there are tables lined up on the sides, folding tables lined up on the sides that have things like punch and cocoa set out. There's some of those big platters of those like big, soft, super addictive frosted cookies that every grocery store has in a variety of holiday sprinkle colors. You see there's also a different area that's got a bunch of tins and a bunch of almost empty platters of what looks like the home-baked cookies. That's probably like the cookie exchange, where everybody brings their tray and takes one or whatever. That looks pretty picked over. The garbage cans are already full with lots of paper cups that have been discarded. Everything's kind of open. And you see down at the far end of the room, with a clipboard and their hair looking a little mussed up, wearing an ugly Christmas sweater that's got like the string of lights knitted into it that then kind of light up and blink, and a big kind of peppermint stripe scarf that is comically long. You all see your history teacher, Nick. He is this like kind of lanky, he's definitely that guy who's like a little too young and inexperienced for the amount of responsibility that keeps getting foisted on him to deal with all of these teenagers, but he's like really trying his darndest.
Okay, so everyone has a crush on him, is what's happening.
Possibly. Either everyone has a crush on him or everyone's trying to prank him constantly. He's definitely that guy who is incredibly genuine to the point of it's really easy to take advantage of him, but you also kind of feel bad doing it. But he has a clipboard. He like seems to be kind of like flipping through, and he hears the doors and turns and looks at you. He's like, "Oh, hey kids. Oh gosh. I didn't know you were coming, or I would have. Sorry. We already sent out a bunch of the groups. You're here for the caroling."
Yes.
Dr. Nick!
Oh, I'm not actually a doctor, but thank you. It's only a master's degree. PhD's not for another couple of years, but thanks, man. Vance, I did have you on the list. I'm glad to see you. Sorry. Yeah, everyone got here like weirdly early for some reason, so we sort of set everybody off already. He like checks his watch. He's like, yeah, no, y'all are on time. I guess I wasn't paying attention to anyway, come on in, grab some cocoa. If you got a thermos, you can fill that up. There's hot water if you just want like tea or something, and we got like peppermint and chamomile and some of that decaf stuff that Mrs. Knoll is always bringing over. But yeah, grab some beverages, and I'll let me see the neighborhood map, and I'll give you a street to go carol on. There's music binders over there if you need, or if you've already got a set list figured out amongst yourselves, you can go without whatever you're feeling. He starts rummaging through his like clipboard and like a stack of papers on one of his tables, looking for. You see on one of the table there is like a big kind of like blown up Google Maps overview of the neighborhood, and you can see he's been it looks like it's been laminated, probably at the school laminator, and then he's using like expo markers to like mark up different routes in different colors.
Oh, did you guys actually want to sing? I have a couple of Bluetooth candles I was just gonna pipe the same song to at like slightly different times.
That's
What?
brilliant.
Honestly, whatever you guys are up to, I'm just...
Yeah, I'm really also just here to avoid family.
What? You
No.
don't like meeting all of the moms?
There's 3 of them. 3 of them. One of our father. It's
Yeah.
fine. I'm fine.
Nothing's fine, but you know what? It's not our fault that he is a whore.
That's putting it mildly.
So yeah, you know what? I like singing. So let's look at the binders and see what's in there that's relatively easy to do.
Hopefully it's the normal stuff like Oh Holy Night and not some like crazy stuff, but knowing Nick, it could be.
You start flipping through the binders. It looks like it's a lot of really standard, Deck the Halls, Jingle Bells, Rudolph, Frosty the Snowman. A lot of like really innocuous, generic, unoffensive, commercialized holiday tunes. You definitely find in a couple of the binders, like there's some loose sheet music stuck in the back. You find the dreidel song has been added to one of them.
Knew that was coming up.
Yeah. The one has the little drummer boy kind of stuffed in the back. And then there's one that has what looks like what straight up looks like it is a really bad photocopy from the world's oldest hymnal. Like it's got like more notes than you think are possible to fit on a stave. It's almost illegible because it's very like faded and worn or whatever. It's and it looks like it was like carved in a wood block originally. Wow. Like it's almost unintelligible.
We're doing that one.
No,
have you ever even heard that one?
Have I, with my lore and reading all of the religious books ever?
Oh yeah. No, you've got you have looking at it, you don't necessarily like immediately know the sorry, I have too many tabs open. Hold on. You don't necessarily immediately know the song itself. But you do recognize that it looks like it is it looks like it's probably like a medieval hymn or something. And so it looks like this was like probably it was printed in some songbook and then it was like blown up and photocopied a bajillion times over and over. And that's why it's so like faded and grungy. You can't really read it. It looks like the lyrics might be in like Latin or like Middle English or something because you can't really make out the words. It's so gnarly. But it is an old hymn. Like you're definitely pre-Tudor period, like pre-green sleeves. Because you also realize like the notation. I don't know how much of a music person Jennifer is, but even just from like any baseline knowledge of what music looks like, this is an older version of notating music.
Oh wow.
Like this does not look like modern notation. So
I think she would know some music because lore has a lot to do with like music and cultures and all of that. So I don't think she's not versed in music. She is very interested. She is very interested in this, just like, ooh, what is this? So she is going to take that paper if everybody is okay with that.
Have fun.
See if she could figure out some of the Latin.
Dr. Nick, what's this old ass song?
Can we get the Book of Darkness if we finish it safely?
You all see Dr. Nick looks really startled when you guys ask that. Kind of like looks up at you a little bit deer in the headlights, blinks for a second. It's like, I'm not sure. Let me take a look and see what that one is. And he kind of like wanders over to you. As he walks over, he's still got his clipboard like clutched in his hands. He hands you a copy of a map. It looks like it's like a standard size paper version of the one that he was like drawing on the big version of. And you see he's kind of marked a route, like leaving from here and going through one of the neighborhoods and kind of like looping around a couple of streets and then ending back at the community center. So he hands that to whoever happens to take it. It's kind of absent-minded as he comes over and looks at the sheet music and he goes, "Oh, this is. Ooh, I'm not sure where this came from. I wonder if one of the volunteers tried to bring some of their own music. Sometimes they try to sneak their own songs into the into the shuffle, which, you know, I've always said, if you want to come with a group that you're already singing with that's already got a repertoire, that's totally fine. But like, don't try to like make other people sight read Gilbert and Sullivan. Like, that's just mean. And they're like on the easy end of things. Can you imagine if you're trying to make someone like sight read like Thomas Tallis? Like, that would be a nightmare.
Now Sammy Joe has the deer in headlights look of I have no idea who that is.
Of course. Jennifer is just nodding in agreement, of course.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is we can sing any pre-prepared song.
I would prefer it to be family friendly, PG or lower rating, and somewhat
What's lower than
holiday-
PG?
G.
Yeah. Or P. Oh.
I guess for
stands
P
for-
for preschool, yeah, that would be fine.
Okay.
If you
Or,
have like
or
a
E for everyone if you're doing video games.
yeah, I mean, if you like know a really good holiday song from like Coco Melon or Bluey, I think that would be perfectly acceptable if you go to a family with you know, kids and stuff. I don't usually include
Adam's
those in-
family theme song all night.
I don't know if that's really Christmas or Kwanzaa or
They have a Christmas special.
Diwali, or I guess they do have a Christmas special.
Done.
Just maybe get a read on the family. I don't think you guys are going past the Hendersons for this one. So you'll know
good.
the Hendersons are famously weird. They all dress identically. The entire
Bigfoot.
family dresses perfectly identically. All 8 kids and the
Oh.
parents. Their holiday parties are stuff of legend in the bad way. Nobody likes going to the Hendersons for Christmas caroling.
I'm pretty sure they're in a cult.
I don't like to make presumptions about other people's religious observances,
And
but
that's how we respect you, Dr. Nick.
thank you. Also, I'm going to strongly suggest that you don't go to the Hendersons tonight, because it is the solstice, and I don't know what they get up to. So just like, you know, abundance of caution. Anyway, here's a map. This is a route that I don't think anybody's on yet, just because I don't want to inundate people with too many different groups of carolers and have them feel like their space is being invaded. You can follow this one, Anna, if you want, and just you know, knock, sing some songs. I know some of the folks are really nice and offer cookies and cocoa, and some of the folks may not even open their doors. So just, you know, sing a few bars, and then just move on. And I'll see you when you get back here. Does everybody have my cell phone number in case something goes wrong? You can text me.
No, because you
No.
are a teacher and we shouldn't have
We-
that.
Need your cell phone number immediately for safety purposes.
He
Yeah, for
he,
safety.
he catches that like as he's getting the immediate like yes, no, and he's like this is a fair point. This is a weird ethical dilemma that
Is
was
there
less
is
of
there
a problem.
phone? Is there like a landline in the community center?
I
that
can
we
give you the community center. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, this was less weird when every group had an adult
An adult?
chaperone. I was not prepared for an unchaperoned group. I'm sorry.
Jennifer
y'all.
can drive.
Jennifer cannot legally drink or vote, which means she does not unfortunately fulfill the qualifications for an adult by the terms of my paper.
But I can also drive, so I think the
I
two
have
of
a
us.
year. The two of us equals like over 30.
I
He
can
turns-
drive. I just don't like to.
As a timeless ghost of Christmas presents, I am over 1900 years old.
He wanders back over to his table, finds a pad of post-it notes, scribbles a number on, walks over, looks at everybody a little bit sketchily, and opts to hand it to Andy and goes,
Andy's the favorite.
"This is the number for the community center." He points. You see, there's like a big old. It's one of those big beige landline phones that's just ubiquitous, from buildings in the '90s. He's like, I'm gonna be hanging out here since I'm the point organizer. So if there's any problems, you can call me. And it'll be that line, and I will answer.
All right.
Everybody have fun. Eat a cookie. Eat a cookie before you go. Keep your stamina up.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna.
And you eat a cookie?
No, but Andy, grab my thermos. And I'm gonna like just
yeah,
pull
I'll-
open my shirt, and I've got like 3 thermoses just like strapped
Which,
to my
the red
chest.
one, the green one, or the blue one?
Bandolier.
The red one's empty.
Okay, I'll grab that one. I'll go
What's
fill
in
it up.
the other ones?
If one of
Nog.
them is soup, I'm gonna kill you.
No, just nog.
Okay.
Dad's nog?
It was in the fridge.
So yes.
Oh, you dummy.
Well, no, the one, the
Do
blue
we
one.
don't need
is,
a fourth mother.
No, the blue one is a carton nog. The green one is pitcher nog. So that one's dad's nog.
That one's
Which-
dad's nog.
Might stop us from getting a
Fourth
mom.
mom. Wait, did you put all of it in there?
Look how big the thermos
it's a
is.
jumbo thermos.
You
Well-
see, Dr. Nick has started to hear this conversation, started to have a question, very much thought better of it, and went back to his table and started doing some paperwork.
All right, I will take the thermos. I'll go fill it up with some hot chocolate and just get a bag and just like shove a bunch of cookies into it to take with us.
Good,
Same.
yes. Yes, Savvy Joe retrieves a thermos from a pocket you didn't know was in the seam of her dress.
Same.
Look, I made this. I made sure the damn thing has pockets.
Yeah, she made this one too, and I pull out my thermos from my skirt as well.
The
I got
entire
you.
skirt is just
Pockets.
pockets.
Pockets,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, the underskirt is pockets. The overskirt, you have to kind of shuffle a little bit to get to some of the pockets, but it's all pockets.
Yes.
Andy, try to get a cookie in the mask.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I'll
going
just-
along.
Okay, I'll back up and I'm gonna do like a toss and try to get in the mask. I'll do like part of a cookie so it doesn't like choke. You don't choke on it.
Yeah.
Like a piece of cookie.
That's
Let
very
him
nice of
choke on
you.
it.
Because I love rolling dice and on a laundry game, I just rolled for myself. Are low numbers good in this game or bad in this game?
Ooh.
So, normally for like we don't really have like proper skill checks in this
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
so it really depends. Your stats are. I will say if you're wanting to roll it just for like a baseline skill, I usually do it as a luck check.
Okay.
And because we're a little bit in the Eldritch world, I'm gonna say Cthulhu rules preside. So 1 through 3 is good, 4 through 6 is bad.
Oh yeah, then
So I get a 2 on my throw.
Your throw's
I got a 2.
amazing.
I got a 2 on my catch.
Amazing.
It's not perfect, but it's really good. Like you get a good lineup, Andy. You like get it arced really well.
It gets into my Muppet head, and I'm
Yeah.
able to not let it back out.
Yeah, you sort of
Yeah.
have to like bounce it a little bit, like off the like edges to like get it into your mouth, but you get there. Anybody who is eating a cookie or having some cocoa right now should add a point to your sugariness score.
So that started at 1, right?
Yes, everybody starts with 1 sugariness and 1 scarediness. That is your
Those
baseline.
are the only stats we're using.
Those are the only stats we're using, unless shit gets weird later, in which case the
Unless
third
we
stat.
break into the nog.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Dad's nog comes out, we might get into the third stat, but for now
Oh my
we're only
God.
doing the base 2.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that I said the words dad's nog.
Unfortunately, it's canon now. Tune in next week for the sequel, Dad's Nog, a holiday extravaganza.
Right, I'll just start making some notes on what that system will look like.
I was gonna say that will be behind the paywall at Rent's Patreon for $20 and up subscribers only. Boy howdy. Y'all stash some cookies, you fill some thermoses, and you head out. Important question. Are you going to follow the map that was given to you by Dr. Nick? Or
It depends on how dark it is and how many swimming pools there are. I think.
Exactly.
fair point.
How's the streetlight situation?
Everything it's very cold tonight. Like it's that like kind of crisp chill in the air, but it's pretty clear out at the moment. Streetlights all seem to be in good working order, and the path that he has sent you on through the neighborhood seems pretty, I'll say, neutral. You know you don't have to go by the Hendersons, thank God. Always a good day for that. Taking a look, you know that this is going to be a mix of like families with kids and older couples along this route, which means there's a pretty good probability that a lot of families are not going to be home because they may have kids who are out caroling, and so they may be out chaperoning other groups.
Sure.
So this actually looks like it's not terrible. You feel like probably only every, 2 to 3 houses are actually going to answer their door, so you can get through this pretty quick and then go, hang out on the roof and eat cookies until you explode if you want.
Only if I can get one
hours to fulfill the community service.
Yeah. All you gotta do is get, honestly, as long as you can get Nick to sign off Vance's paperwork, it doesn't matter if you do anything else. So pretty much all you have to do is not fuck up so hard that someone calls him and tells him you fucked up.
Yeah, Vance.
Hey,
Hey,
look.
You're here because of community service. I'm here because there are 3 moms at our house and it's getting awkward. Not to mention the other siblings.
Yeah.
Y'all are the normal ones.
Relatively speaking, sure. As opposed to my little brother, who I think might have the house set on fire by the time that we get back.
The Applegate house?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Stricken by the horrible realization that whatever is happening at the house is an episode of Sister Wives right now.
So we're not going there. See, my foolproof plan to where Dr. Nick can't not sign is we go to his house and we carol in front of his ring and then we leave.
Oh,
Is he on the route?
He is on this route, isn't
On the
he?
route, yeah.
You look, sure enough, you do pass by Nick's house on this
But-
route. We're not going to interrogate too much why you know that that's his house.
Look, at least 2 members of this group have a crush on him, and it's not the femme ones.
It's true, the ones that keep calling him Dr. Nick.
I guess you set off down the prescribed route. As you're leaving the community center, everybody who has a cell phone, I'm assuming probably everybody does,
yeah.
right? Okay. You all
I don't know if I can get to it at this point.
That's true. You may only hear this, but the rest of you all kind of respectively hear and feel everybody's phones go off simultaneously with one of those little it's not the
Alerts?
crazy scream Amber Alert situation, but it's definitely everybody got a push notification alert.
Is it another tsunami?
Oh, God.
No, but I'm hoping it's not Dad.
I don't know. Andy Y got it too.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe Andy is also a long-lost sibling.
There's already 3 moms. There might be a 4th.
Andy,
We could do with a second dad.
Andy, you
Could use with
your
a second
parents,
dad.
Your parents have been arguing a bit lately. You thought it was just the holidays, but maybe there's something else going on. Who knows?
Fucking Brian. God damn it.
He's not Dad anymore, he's Brian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brian's nog. You all pull out, or those of you who can reach them, I presume, whip out your phones to take a look, and you see you have gotten an alert notification for your area, which is a warning about mountain lions being spotted. This is something that's been going on for the last couple of weeks. Specifically, you all abut a nature preserve. It's on the far side of the neighborhood, but and generally it's fine. This is for those of you in the Bay Area, this would be equivalent to living near Niles Canyon or Sonol. Sorry, Deebs, I don't have a good reference for your area, but
Okay.
I'm assuming you got me. But this is you guys kind of live near one of these more nature preserve areas, and of late, there have been a lot more mountain lions getting a little risky with it and actually being spotted in the neighborhood, especially at night. This seems to be a report from whatever the kind of local, neighborhood patch sort of situation is that everybody has to be signed up for to get school notifications or whatever. They're pushing out a warning that says mountain lions have been spotted, and to watch. And if you come upon an area where it looks like garbage cans have been disturbed, to leave that area immediately, because it seems like that's been one of the things, is the mountain lions getting into people's garbage. So if you come across an area where that seems to have recently happened, they could still be in the area.
You know, thinking about it now, they should have probably canceled this whole caroling thing with the mountain lions that are supposedly around.
I mean, yeah, but everyone was supposed to have an adult chaperone, apparently.
Yeah, no one told us that.
We were, well, if they
One
hadn't sent
was
everyone out
supposed to
so
be
fucking
provided.
early.
That's, yeah. Well,
Do
at
you think
least,
everyone was actually early because they had chaperones?
oh, maybe. But also,
Because the paperwork definitely said 7, so that's kind
Yeah.
of weird.
The fact that
You
everyone
guys
was
look at
already
it-
gone.
It is only like 7:03. Like, you guys also, like, not even...
It's
We're
also
on
been
time. You
dark
were
for
early.
4 hours.
Yes, it has been dark
So-
for 4 hours.
so here's the thing. I'm not worried about getting away from mountain lions because all I have to do is be faster than the ghost of Christmas present over here. And that's not hard.
I'm 4 times the size and 3 times the stride, thank you. In 5 steps, you gotta run a quarter mile.
Bullshit. You like penguin walk in those things.
You drove here and we live like 4 blocks away.
Yeah, did you see my new car? It's nice.
Was that the sorry present that your mom bought you when all of this was going down?
No. So I got the sorry present when we found out about Vance.
Mm.
Mom's not taking your mom very well.
Yeah, that's fair. When you're competing against a farmer, you know, Miss America. Sorry. Not my fault. I had nothing to do with this.
Yeah. It doesn't help that they competed against each other either. So, like, that's a whole thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's like Brian has a type.
I mean, my mom's just head of HR for his heating business.
Oh.
That's not good.
I think that's like against all of the principles of HR. I
But
think
also
there's a
it's
lot of
HR,
conflicts
so they
of
get
interest.
to ignore that.
Andy, you get a text from your mom that just says, "Hey, honey, saw the mountain lion warning. Let us know if you need us to come get you. Aunt Marge said we can use her car."
Ozzy, thanks. I'll keep the car nearby, just like if I need to get me and the friends out.
Okay, don't stay out too late. Kissy face, snowflake emoji, Santa hat emoji, hearts of peppermint colors alternating.
Over the course of like 8 texts.
Just running emojis as she adds things. You all make your way into the neighborhood, and you make it to the first house. First house, beautifully decorated. Lights are up along the edges. There's a little, there's like a little like snowman and a little kind of like Santa garden gnome that are kind of flanking the door. Porch lights are on, wreath on the door. This house seems ready for carolers.
Okay, do we want to decide on something with a backing track from the Bluetooth?
Adam's family.
Hell yeah.
You cue up the Addams Family theme song and knock on the door. The door is opened by a sweet older lady who is wearing a Christmas sweater and an apron. She's got a plate of cookies and big smile, and then just you see just like the confusion in her eyes at this standing in front of her, the Addams Family theme song blaring. But she manages to sort of like keep the smile going through the song, and then it's just like, "Well, thank you, kids. I really appreciate it. Here, have a cookie."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, nice.
I will take his cookie for him and then like I don't know, put it in the head so he can get it
Oh,
later.
it's the good frosted ones.
Yeah, just let it roll around in here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put a couple more in there just for later.
The inside of that thing is going to be a cesspool by the time we're done.
Are we
It's
surprised?
recyclable.
It'll
made
be
of cardboard.
compostable.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't rain or anything while we're
Oh
on
God.
this. You're just gonna fall apart.
I mean, if it
I
rains,
think I
it'll
will
come down.
else is
literally
new?
fall and then just.
If it rains, it'll be like sleet or freezing rain, and then we're all really in bad shape.
Oh,
As you
if I hit a patch of ice, I'm done for.
It's
Uh,
true.
as you guys are walking away from the doorway and you're having this conversation, you do suddenly notice it seems to have gotten colder. And it looks like for a second it feels like the stars are out, which you know is not really possible in this area because there's just too much light pollution. You can sometimes see like, you know, Saturn, you know, or Jupiter because they're so bright, right? But you can't really see like stars. And you glance up and you realize that what you're seeing isn't stars, it's snow.
Oh wow.
It seems to be falling from the perfectly clear and uncloudy sky. And it's catching the light out of the corner of your eye, making it seem like stars.
It's weird.
Don't they
How?
have a song about raining and sunshine? I think it can snow without clouds, right?
Grandma's always said that if it snows on a clear sky, it'll snow worse tomorrow.
Well, Dad says when it snows,
You know,
the
we don't-
heater goes, and I'll unfurl like my cape-like robe
Oh my
that has like
God.
6 portable heaters on the inside of it.
You are a fire hazard. What is wrong with you?
I'm defrosting the street for safety.
I see. I see where he gets it. It must
don't
be from
think-
Brian.
That is what Brian meant.
Brian Bobbitt's Heating Company, here for your heating pleasure.
Oh my God. So you're the core family of his last name.
He's
is
the one who got the
Bobbit.
last name.
Yeah.
We all immediately twigged to that.
As the heir to the heater empire.
Boy, you can have it. It's gonna be like he's married to his HR person. It's gonna be broken in here.
Look, Sammy Joe and Jennifer's moms were both beauty queens in their heyday. They had to keep their last names because that's the name they've established their careers under. We all see how this works. What you don't see working is the clattering noises that come from the alleyway between the next two houses. The alleyway is the wrong word, but like, you know, there's that like, you know, indent when you're passing between properties where it's like between like the garage, and that's usually where like the fence to a backyard or something will be. You hear just a loud bunch of like clanking and clattering, kind of like the sound of a garbage can getting knocked over.
Oh, shoot, we better go back.
Mountain lions, get to know me better, man.
I'm gonna pull out my phone and turn on the camera or the flashlight.
Sure.
Just like maybe it's just a regular cat kind of
Yeah, maybe
thing.
let's just avoid
Or
that.
raccoon. Maybe,
Yeah.
Look, can we not? Can we not? That dark. That corner's really dark.
Yeah, well, that's why I have the flashlight.
Flashlights just
And
make
6 heaters.
flashlights just make deeper shadows.
It'll be okay.
You shine your phone light kind of in the direction of that corner. You see it kind of catches off the corner of the house and starts bouncing off, and you see what looks like some spilled over trash that has like made its way out of a trash can that's like a little bit past the corner. You can't really see, and just you see like beautiful white flakes of snow falling and settling on all of this garbage as you hear a little bit more kind of like rattling and thudding. It's almost like if a cat or a raccoon, say, was stuck inside a garbage can and was like trying to get out.
Oh, it's fine then. If they're stuck inside the trash can, they'll get out eventually. We don't have to do anything.
The Mises are looking for the cheeses.
Light the lamp, not the rat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was I the only one paying attention to family movie night?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
there
it was the
was.
same night that we found out there was a third woman.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's not your fault.
I
Dad
know-
just has a way of bringing people to the house.
And
Brian has a way of bringing people together in mutual hatred.
Andy,
Brian.
you get a text, another text from your mom.
Mhm.
That she and it says, "Don't worry, honey. They caught the mountain lion," and she gives you a coordinates link, like a Google Map pin
Mhm.
thing. You look at it; it is fully on the other side of the park, the side that's closer to the nature preserve side.
They found the mountain lion. It's all the way over by the high school.
Oh, then that would be just
Like a
a
raccoon.
cat then, or a raccoon, or any other animal.
Maybe.
Andy, just go tip it over so they're not stuck in there all night.
No, I'm
He's
scared.
afraid of the dark.
It's not dark. It's a trash can.
It's dark.
I can
I'll-
clearly see
Li-
the trash can.
Listen, Jennifer will go kick over the trash can
Uh,
because they're bickering.
Jennifer, you round the corner. You see there are 3 metal style trash cans over here. One of them has already been knocked over. That's what the trash kind of spilled out of. But you see there are 2 more sitting there with the lids on, and one of them is like moving a little bit.
It's making that sound.
Yeah, kind of sounds like the cats that are wreaking havoc in
No,
Joseph's
it's just
real
the
life
Christmas
house.
lights are not staying up.
Oh, okay.
Even
Same difference.
spookier.
It's the ghost of Christmas present.
You walk over, and are you just gonna knock it over? Are you gonna pull the lid open? How do you want?
I'm gonna just knock it over.
Yeah.
Trash day already happened. These shouldn't be full of trash.
Yeah, which is an interesting point, because the one
Yeah.
that is knocked over definitely has what you feel like is an awful lot of trash for trash day having just occurred. But you just walk over to this one that seems to be rattling a little bit. You're just like, gosh darn, and you push it over. The lid pops off, and out of this trash can spill 2 Halloween decorations. It's 2 of those weird skeletons that you hang from your porch or something. Just kind of tumble out of this can.
Oh.
Sammy Joe screams at these bones tipping out of the darkness.
It's Halloween decorations.
They look real
That's
from over here, okay?
That's what makes it so scary.
It's not Halloween anymore.
Who
It's
threw away
Christmas.
Yeah, it's the
Halloween
wrong-
decorations so close to Christmas?
They could be broken. Also, doesn't a goth kid live around here?
A couple.
I
Yeah.
mean, if I got Halloween gifts for a white elephant, I too would throw them away.
So we're pretty sure they're decorations and not how good look at. Did you get a good look at them, Jennifer?
I look at them again.
Is there any
You-
meat?
You look over at them again, and you notice weirdly, they seem to be getting up as they're starting to push themselves up
These are
of their own accord. One of them literally sort of cracks its neck, like it's getting its skull positioned back into place on its spine, as the other one is sort of pushing itself up into a standing position.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
no,
those
no,
are the
no, no,
magnetic
no.
skeletons from Costco!
they're the animatronic ones, but also this is real creepy. And I start backing away.
Sammy Joe's
Oh my
already clear across
God.
the street, just
Oh,
nope.
Jesus.
Can you believe someone's trying to throw these away? Oh my god, we gotta take them home.
No.
And so, of course, as these skeletons come to life in front of you, we enter about the only mechanic that this game actually has: escape the skeleton.
Woo!
First step in this process, everyone may roll to attempt to run or to hide. You can opt to do neither of these things, or you can roll and then make that decision in step 2. If you wish to run, you must roll 1d6 against your sugariness, which is determined by how many cookies and candy you've already eaten, and you must score equal or under to succeed. If you wish to hide, you must roll 1d6 against your scarediness and roll equal or over.
Equal or
Oh.
over. Oh.
Yes, it is different depending on which stat you are using. I will say that Andy and Sammy Joe, if you didn't already do this of your own accord, you need to tick another level in your scarediness, because you are in the fucking dark in
Yeah.
this alley. So,
Noted.
Which is hilarious because when I looked down, the whole picture blew out super bright.
whee!
I need to get a
did think
better
about
camera.
I mean, I was like, maybe I shouldn't wear white for this stream, but it doesn't really make a difference on my complexion. So, you know. Who would like to run? Who would like to hide? I mean, I think Sammy Joe, I think you've already declared that you're
I'm running, yeah, but I don't think I have a height of sugariness to make it, so we'll find out.
I mean, yeah, equal or under.
1.
Okay.
I'm booking it.
Yeah, you book it across the street. Andy?
I think I'm going to attempt to hide, and depending on what Vance is doing, it may involve the giant paper mache head.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead and roll equal or over.
I did get over my scariness.
Great. You are going to be able to successfully hide. We can figure out what that looks like narratively momentarily. Vance, are you running or hiding, or are you doing something else?
I think I'm running once I realize they're not doing the thing they did in the GIF that Costco had on Instagram.
That's
that's not a thing.
Yeah,
that I recognize doing. And I'll turn to run with my 6.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So that's going to be a failure. Hang on to that, Perceptu. And Jennifer, what are you doing?
So, I don't think there's a way for me to hide because they have actually like watched me.
I mean, if you succeed, you can dive.
Sure. But I think panic is gonna arise and she's gonna take the giant thermos that's in her skirt and just like swing it at one of them to bash it away, kind of thing.
Cool. So you're not gonna attempt to do either, and that is fine.
No, I'm gonna be the problem child.
Hell yeah.
Be the whole problem.
Yeah. I am the whole problem. Great, that brings us to step 2. Step 2, anyone who has failed their roll or has chosen not to take a roll in step 1 has to fight the skeletons. Jennifer, you've already declared that you're going to swing a thermos.
Yes.
And Vance, you tried to run and realized very quickly that was not going to be an option in this getup. So you're going to have to fight. Again, this is a narrative game, so you get to tell me how you want to do that. For those of you who succeeded in your roles, if you would like to try to help by doing a bravery, that is an option. Or you can just proceed to be like, we'll wait here!
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stay behind Vance and use the big
use that as your hide,
to hide.
for sure.
And if something bad happens, I will help out.
Cool. No, you just like dip behind Vance and use this like cloak and this giant paper mache head to give you
get underneath it like the two children.
Yeah. Just crawling around underneath.
As you do. I know what I'm good at, so I'm like keeping distance and pulling out my phone and like cross-checking a couple things that I know for navigation to GTFO as soon as I can persuade everyone else to run with me.
Yeah, you whip out Google Maps and you just start like frantically scrolling around looking
like
for things.
like where do I think is a good place to go and hole up because oh my god, skeletons, what the fuck?
Indeed. Great. Jennifer, you are swinging your full thermos at this first skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
You take a wild swing at this guy, and you crack into the side of its arm, and it like spins the full upper body around, like on its spine as the axis point. So legs continue to face towards you, rest of it spinning like a top.
Oh no.
Seems to disorient it, seems to distract the other one a little bit. Vance, what do you want to do to deal with these things? Or not?
Well, I'm a naturally good runner. So clearly it was a faulty jumping stilt that I had made, which
something
were actually
malfunctioned in your kangaroo shoes, man.
Yeah, they're actually just 2 different ring controllers like bolted into like my wheelie shoes. And so I'm just gonna kick off one of the shoes for the one that's broken, be like, Joy-Con coming in, and I'm just gonna kick it towards the skeletons.
Okay. Yeah, you kick it toward the skeletons, and you ping it right into the eye socket of the non-spinning skeleton. which hits it with such force that it goes in and topples the skull right off. And it goes rolling and bouncing down the street. Probably a little bit in the direction that Sammy Joe went, so you might be kind of noping further in the other direction as the thing just bounces down the way.
There's definitely a yelp as Sammy Joe just like gets another 30 feet down the street.
These skeletons seem firmly not in a position to be able to follow you. What do you want to do now? Do you want to keep smacking? Do you want to bail?
Andy, I can't get my other shoe off. Help!
You got it. And I'll,
I
run down and just like frantically untying.
Yeah, I'm like using him to stay upright, but as soon as it's free, I'm gonna like kick up off of him and get the other one off.
Very good, very good.
I'm gonna start backing away from the skeletons now that they have kind of been distracted and not hopefully as threatening as they were.
I mean, they're a little bit on the silly side now that one of them is wandering around kind of doing this at where its head used to be while its head is like down the road, and the other one is like spinning around like a weird garden, like a weird Halloween like garden wind effect thing.
Yeah.
But you know, a skeleton. You're able to kick off your other shoe, Vance. If you or Andy want to yeet that at a skeleton, that is absolutely doable. Or if you want to hang on to it for later.
Are there more skeletons, or is it just the one?
So far,
Two.
it's just these two. It's the one that's spinning and the one that is now headless.
All right, if I can get the shoe off, I'll get out from under Vance and I'll try to do a bravery and throw it at the skeleton.
For sure. Go ahead and actually, this is where I usually roll to see how effective things are. Yeah, you cock back, eat this thing. Are you throwing it at the headless skeleton or the spinning skeleton?
The spinning one, just to give it the last little.
Yeah. You chuck this at the spinning skeleton. You clip it, and that seems to be enough force to send it kind of toppling over backwards. And you hear the like crack as it like hits the driveway and sort of like shatters, in that all the bones like separate from one another. So now it's just a pile of like disarticulated bones on the driveway.
I don't know what Mrs. Anderson was into, but I didn't think it was this.
I mean,
Oh my God.
her
Was
cookies
this
were
her
really great.
garbage?
You thought it was just baking.
Yeah, this was her
Did we eat
garbage.
skeleton cookies?
I haven't eaten any of her cookies, so it wouldn't be... Did you eat the cookie? I
Yeah.
thought it was just in your head.
No, I definitely ate it. It doesn't taste any different than the other cookies, and I'll go ahead and just start sampling like one from the one from the other. I was like, they taste the same.
God.
Just back and forth,
Maybe,
back and
maybe
forth.
don't eat the skeleton cookie. We don't know what this is.
I don't know which one's the skeleton cookie. They taste the same.
Sammy Joe, you are across the street, and a little ways down. You've been like frantically like scrolling through the Google, and you suddenly, you hit a point where you're like scrolling to the side of the map to see more areas, and you hit that like black wall, and you realize that you have no cell service.
Oh no.
There is no Wi-Fi, there is no cellular. It is full on. It is only SOS mode.
Guys, check your phones.
Check my phone.
You all check your phones? Nothing. Absolutely no connection whatsoever as the snow starts to fall harder.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
Okay.
So we should
Vance,
probably
do you
go.
want the shoes back?
No, I think we just need to leave. There's
Okay,
just
do you not have-
phones and no cell service. I got backup shoes.
Also, my car is at the community center. We could all just pile into that and get
I've
the.
got my mom's car too.
Yeah. So we don't have
Community
to.
center? Community center.
Community
Is
center.
the community
Yeah.
center the best place to be? Because everyone's going to be heading back there, and if there's more than just these two, they might be going there.
So who
I'd be okay with a chaperone fighting a skeleton instead of us fighting a skeleton.
Or Dr. Nick.
You just want to watch
He's-
Dr. Nick punch a skeleton.
He's
He
scrappy.
couldn't take a skeleton out.
Well,
He
Catch
doesn't
it-
have
catch
the constitution.
I don't know. I've seen him eat a clipboard pretty far.
Everyone is briefly lost in thought for a moment as you wonder if Dr. Nick is secretly ripped under his baggy Christmas sweater. You've never thought about it before now, but now it's a question. But also, as this question floats through probably at least one person's brain, I've put it in everyone's now, you're welcome. You all kind of turn back the direction you came, the direction you know leads to the community center, and as you look off toward where you know the community center and the park are, suddenly all of the street lights flicker and cut out. As do all the lights in the houses. The only lights that are left on this street, strangely, are the Christmas lights strung up twinkling along the facades of a variety of houses in the neighborhood. And I think with that, we're going to take a brief break.
Indeed. All right. So hang tight, everyone. We'll be back in about 5 to 7 minutes, I'd say. We'll be back very shortly. Come and see what the fuckery is all about. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Creepy Christmas Carolers. When we left off, Alandra, take it away.
So our hapless band of Christmas carolers has just encountered two animate skeletons that fell out of someone's garbage can as they were making their way around the neighborhood caroling. As they decided, this is a bad idea and we don't want to be here anymore, and we're coming up with a plan to vacate the area post-haste, they realized that they have lost all cell phone service. And as they turned back to look toward the community center, where two of them have vehicles, and they feel like might be a good place to go year-round, at least one other adult that they're aware of, hopefully more if everyone's encountering this problem, all of the street lights on the block went out, leaving only Christmas lights as ambient lighting, and the snow began to come down harder. Snow falling from a clear sky. As you sort of look around, again, no lights visible inside houses anymore. No windows are lit up. It is only strings of Christmas lights on house facades that seem to still be available. Streetlights are all out, and you were looking down the direction you came from toward the park, toward the community center, and you see that there is like a strange blue glow that seems to be emanating from above the community center, almost like a beacon or something that's up there. And you realize it looks like maybe the snow is emanating from that point?
So I'm going to vote that we don't go to the community center, because that kind of looks like that's where problems are. Just saying.
My
Hi, Kitty.
car is there.
Yeah.
Dr. Nick is there.
Dr. Nick is there. He's the only adult around. And we kind of need a more adultier adult than probably Dr. Nick.
I also
Actual
know
doctor.
I'm like still fairly new with like my soldering and like my electrical current stuff. But if all of the power went out, how the hell are the Christmas lights still on?
I don't know. Unless someone decided to put up
Christmas magic?
Witchcraft!
This is too creepy. I don't
Witchcraft.
know what's happening.
Okay.
Brain eating snowmen.
You've been watching too much Doctor Who. Right. I don't think we should go to the community center. That kind of looks like that's where the problems are. If we go to my house, there's a tree house that I built when I was younger. It's a rope ladder. We can pull it up. My mom isn't there. She's at your house. Try not to kill your mom.
You want you and me to climb up a rope ladder in full Victorian garb
Yes, there's
In the dark.
There's
in
hooks.
the dark.
I'm not thinking about that, okay? You can hitch up the front of the skirt. You have the pantaloons. You can hook it into the front of your. There. I wanted to be able to run in these things, okay?
Fine.
Also, hear me out. We get your car from the community center, and then we burn down the community center.
This is how you got community service in the first place. You set
we
fire
burn
to
down
shit.
everything.
No, that fire was an accident because I may have attached too many batteries to my mousetrap-powered remote control car.
We do know that technically Sammy Joe's little brother is the arsonist in the family. Like, on record.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it doesn't run in the family, but he's the only one who's been caught.
Yeah,
So.
and she's definitely over here thinking, the arson runs in the family.
I have never
Are you sure
in-
Brian is his dad?
Yes,
I
there
have
was.
never intentionally set a fire for the purpose of destruction.
You're gonna be a lawyer when you grow up.
Yes.
I know you're lying. I've seen you do it.
Let's not argue about this here. Maybe.
Sure, let's go get my car and set a building on fire.
No, the community center is where the snow's coming from.
Okay, how far away is your house?
It's about a mile if we take all of the like sideways that I know.
Okay, but I think we still need to go carol in front of Dr. Nick's house so that we get credit.
I
Are-
don't think we do.
are we
There's
sure-
skeletons out.
Also, are we sure the Ring doorbell still works?
Only one way to find out.
Probably not, unless it is a Christmas powered.
Yeah, it's
Powered by
Christmas
Christmas magic.
I
You know what? I think this is enough community service. We took down 2 skeletons.
true.
High five, bro.
As you all are kind of discussing this, Sammy Joe and Andy, you're getting very antsy being here as with the dark and the snow. It's not the most comfortable thing. But one thing that one advantage is that you've been standing here long enough that your eyes are starting to adjust a little bit to the lower lighting, which does allow you both to notice the like movement coming from the kind of one end of the street as something is moving toward you. Something white, a little bit reflective in those Christmas lights. Kind of hard to make out what shape it is, but it's definitely coming closer.
I feel like it's probably not a mountain lion.
Sammy Joe's gonna reach
Here.
over and like tug on Jennifer's shoulder and just point.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to your house because I still don't want to be at the family gathering. There may be more adults there. It's still just fucking awkward.
Yeah, no. At least the old treehouse is fairly well defensible. It's up pretty high.
As this thing is moving, maybe it's just the power of suggestion because you're with Vance right now, but the thing coming toward you seems to remind you of nothing so much as the ghost of Christmas Past from the Muppet Christmas Carol movie. It's white,
The
a
scariest
little bit-
ghost in existence?
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
this could be
white
just another person that was late for the gathering.
and a
No!
little bit floaty. And it seems to just be sort of making its way toward you from the end of the street.
Can we just run? Can we run?
Yeah, sure. You know what?
I almost got my shoes on. Okay, I'm
Uh,
ready.
You guys book it in the opposite direction from this thing, which is, of course, the opposite direction from the community center. It is
Of course.
deeper into the neighborhood. But again, you've got Sammy Joe with you, and you know that Sammy Joe spent all of their formative years running through every backyard in the area like a ninja. Not a ninja like your friend who actually knows a significant amount of kung fu, but in the way that like gives them a good geographic map of the area you're in.
There was some parkour involved.
Maybe a little bit, for sure. You guys start booking it down the street. About every second to third house seems to have Christmas lights that are still active, and Christmas lights extends to like, you know, the like plastic lawn decorations that are kind of lit up from within, or those like inflatable ones that have like lights. Some of them have music, which is kind of even more unsettling because it's about the only sound other than your own footsteps crunching through what is now about an inch of snow that has fallen on the ground. As you start booking it deeper and deeper into the neighborhood, are you going to stick to the roads, or are you to get to Sammy Joe's house, or are you going to start cutting through backyards?
Backyards are dark.
Serpentine.
Yeah,
Serpentine.
that's basically Sammy Joe's
Yeah, mix it
strategy is roads when that is the most straightforward way, and backyards when it's not.
You run down to the end of the street that you're on at a pretty good clip. You reach the T. You go to turn to the right, which would be the direction to head to Sammy Joe's. And as you turn, you see 4 more skeletons. Sort of like backlit by one of those, like, it's like a giant inflatable gingerbread house in somebody's lawn that is like softly playing Here Comes Santa Claus. You see these like 4 skeletons silhouetted. You spin around and look in the other direction, and you see like 3 more skeletons, much closer than those first 4, that seem to be sort of picking their way through the snow, coming towards you. Caught on the in the side light from one of these houses that has all the icicle lights around both stories and wrapped around the pillars of the porch.
Get down. There's too many of them.
You want to run? You want to hide?
I want to run.
I think I'm gonna hide.
I think I'm also gonna hide.
Yeah, diving in the bush. I think I'm gonna hide.
Right. Everybody roll me. If you're rolling to run, you want to get equal or under your sugariness. If you want to hide, you need equal or over your scarediness.
Can I eat a cookie to boost up my sugariness and make that? 'Cause I seem to recall reading that.
Yes. Yes, you can eat a cookie to up your sugariness.
Yeah, I'm gonna fear eat a cookie.
Cool.
Our scarediness is still 1, I assume.
For you.
For you and Jennifer, it's definitely still a 1. I think
Mine
think-
went up to 2, went down to 1 when I did a bravery, and now it's back to 2.
Yeah, I think yours is back to 2. I think Sammy Joe's might be up to 3 at this point.
Yeah.
Hence the running.
Yeah, hence the running.
Yeah, no, she is not sticking around if she can help it.
Nope. Yeah,
Bye.
Sammy Joe, you are gonna you made your roll?
Yeah. Yes,
that
with
extra
the cookie. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, you just head for you duck between 2 houses and jump a fence. You're just like, nope, we're not doing this.
Which is impressive in that skirt.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a surprise. Apparently, all of those years of doing parkour has really paid off, even in full Victorian garb. Jennifer, Andy, and Vance, how did you do on your hide rolls?
I
Successful.
succeeded.
Everybody passed. You guys just dive into the bushes of probably the same house. It's everybody kind of runs in the same direction. 3 of you dive under the hedges, and Sammy True just fully yeets past you and up over the fence. The 3 of you who are still in the front yard kind of get down behind or under the bushes and are kind of like peering through, watching what you can. Again, very dim light, very weird, but you can hear a little bit of this like creepy music coming from some of the lawn areas. It's like it's not inherently creepy. It's creepy because it's the only thing you can hear. But you see some movement as these skeletons, I guess, are kind of like making their way through the streets. And you're also kind of looking around for that weird floating white whatever the hell that was that's coming from the other direction. You hang around for a little bit. The movement from where the skeletons are seems to like pass out of your vision as they continue on whatever path they're on, whatever task they're following. And eventually you don't see any more movement. It's still dark. The snow's coming down. It's very cold. The lights are twinkling. Sammy Joe, you've landed in a backyard. Go ahead and roll me a luck roll to see if there's a swimming pool here.
1.
There's no swimming pool in this backyard.
Hooray!
You could probably pop open the gate and get your friends through here.
Okay, I'm going to pop open the gate and like stick my head out and look for them.
You don't immediately see them, partly because it's dark and partly because they're hiding.
As soon as
Hey!
I'm gonna look around. If I don't see any skeletons, I'll book it.
Yeah, you don't see any more movement or any skeletons. You kind of hear a whispered "Hey" from the back of the house. So you just hop out and head for that back gate.
There's no swimming pool, I checked.
Thank God.
Sammy, is that you?
It's me, come on.
You sound like Mrs. Anderson when you whisper. She's
Everyone's
trying to like lure us back here.
Everyone sounds old when they whisper.
So 2 questions. Is this house either Dr. Nick's or the Hendersons?
You are not on track to run into the Hendersons. They're in a different
Okay, good.
neighborhood. So you're safe from the Hendersons for now.
For now.
God.
Their house may fully apparate in various places.
Yeah.
There is a Sasquatch watching us.
Uh,
Bigfoot?
Dr. Nick would be on the next block over. Not that any of you know where Dr. Nick lives, but you definitely know that his address is in the faculty directory, and you definitely sort of might have looked it up at one point just to know for reasons.
We're the worst kind of children.
We're all like 14 to 16. That's like the best shitty age.
Peak chaos is really what we're
Truly.
going
Yes.
for here.
Yeah.
You wouldn't pass directly by Dr. Nick's house on your way to Sammy Joe's, but it wouldn't, like, if you guys start hopping through backyards, there's actually a pretty good probability you can cut through his backyard as part of a sort of shortcut.
I'm
Just
just
putting it out
saying,
there.
if we can swing by his house,
We'll do
the worst case scenario is there are skeletons and I don't get my community service done tonight.
I mean, you did check in with him at the beginning, so
Yeah.
as long as and if we all vouch for you,
That's true.
so even if we're not able to get the recording, we'll try.
And Mrs. Anderson will not forget that we sang the Addams Family intro theme song.
It's true.
So if he wants to check with adults along the way, but we can also swing by his and, try to get a recording on the ring. Although if he looks at the timestamp, he may be like, why the fuck are you singing in front of my house when there's skeletons around?
Yeah, good point.
What if this is all a dream?
Then
What if
I
none
am
of this
just gonna
is
slap
real?
her. I am slapping my sister.
Get it together!
I rear back and punch him in the face.
I was saying, the really fun part of this is you get slapped with a giant
A
plush
Muppet hand.
Muppet hand.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of more of like sort of effect.
Yeah, and then the Muppet head just caves in.
And then you just punch into the paper mache
Yeah.
Muppet head.
Yeah.
So now it's Ghost of Christmas Present, but like concave.
amazing.
We're a violent kind of family. I feel like we've
I can't
established
wear
that.
this the rest of the night.
Shouldn't have been wearing
Fine.
it anyway.
Time to take it off,
Second
maybe?
costume it is.
It's-
Second costume.
And I'll just go ahead and take off everything. I have just like this brown and gray sweater that has all of like the Muppet Mises with cheeses on it.
Yes.
That's what that was.
You know what? I admire your costume making ability, and we should talk and do like a collab at some point because your skills are amazing.
Let's survive the
I-
night first.
Yes, that. But
I channel the angst Dad gives us into hobbies.
valid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been
So-
3 Christmases in a row and we found out about each other.
Oh.
Next year,
If we find out about a fourth, I'm giving him a box of condoms for Christmas.
4
I think we
more
should pull
years.
for a
4
vasectomy.
more years.
Honestly, the most impressive part about this secondary costume is the fact that you guys realize that Vance has gotten incredibly good at knitting very fast.
He now goes to the Danny School of Knitting. Chew a sweater.
It's literally just knit. It's knit. That's it.
Do your hands not get tired?
I mean,
He has one of
No.
those machines.
You start making your way through the
Yes.
backyards. Are you going to Dr. Nick's or are you bypassing? him
We'll
to
we'll
just
swing
straight
by
ahead to-
Dr. Nick's. It's very important to my newly found brother, and I do actually kind of like him, even if he is kind of a shit.
You start hopping fences and cutting through gates to get through some of the backyards, constantly keeping an ear out. The snow, the temperature has not gotten any colder, but the snow definitely seems to be swirling around. This feels like magical Christmas snow. This is like Hallmark movie snow at this point. Like it's piling up in like really neat, pretty piles in like corners of the yard, and it looks very like picturesque and pristine. It's weird. You don't like it. It's like it's
Something tells me
kind
if we made a snowman, 50-50 chance it's on our side versus against us.
yeah, like something feels like really off about this snow, but it just keeps happening. Also, like, I mean, the most off thing about the snow is the fact that you guys live in an area where like snow itself is like generally pretty rare. This amount of snow is unheard of, especially on a fully clear night.
Yeah.
There was no weather warning of any sort for like any kind of participant. It wasn't even supposed to rain tonight.
It's apocalyptic.
Hey, Andy. Does it taste like normal snow?
Are you gonna taste it?
You taste it. It tastes. I mean, it tastes like snow, but it also tastes sweet, delicate. It's like having like a really, really good like Hawaiian shaved ice or Japanese shaved
Ooh.
ice before they put the syrup on it.
When they make it out of the good ice.
Yeah,
This-
when it's made out of like perfectly clear
This
water.
is really good. This is really good snow.
Oh,
I'm gonna
he's
throw,
addicted to
I'm gonna
the
throw
snow.
one advance.
Yeah, you check a
You're gonna
snowball advance.
Yeah.
If we were in a system that had a difficulty rating, it would be much lower because he's no longer in a giant Muppet costume. But yeah, you just hit him square in the face with a snowball, I'll say. A nice
Oh
soft
yeah, that's actually
snowball.
really good.
Did you turn off the
Guys.
the heaters? Before
Oh,
you
I
shut
left him in that other
costume?
yard. Oh no.
They
We
catch
should be
fire.
going.
They catch
We should just
fire.
be going. No, they're fine. They have a battery life.
It's
of,
okay.
like,
No one
30
saw us in
minutes.
that costume. No one can link it back to us.
Dr. Nick can. Mrs. Anderson can.
They didn't know I had the heaters though. We and the skeletons are the only one. Plus, it's dark enough that I can't see a fire currently. So I think we're good.
Mark, you
turn.
can choose to declare this publicly, or you can message it me privately. I need you to roll me a luck check to find out if the heater's caught the cave on fire.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, no, that's getting DM'd over to you.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
it's special surprise for later, or not. As you make your way through the backyards, beautiful. You keep going. You reach the backyard of the house that you know is next to Dr. Nick's. So you can go over the fence into his backyard, or you can like creep through the gate out onto the street and come around to his front door. Your call.
Do you guys want to see what's in his backyard?
I feel like we just gotta try the front door.
Why are we going into Dr. Nick's house?
No, we're not going in.
would-
We
It
better
would
not be.
technically be safer than the street full of skeletons and baby
True.
ghosts.
Can I peer over the fence? Is there anything in the backyard?
You find some footing, get a kind of a boost up. You peer over, back of the fence. You immediately notice two things. The first thing you notice is that you were stricken by the presence of a swimming pool.
Ah,
Okay.
on a teacher's.
After you blink for a moment, you realize it's not actually like a full-on swimming pool. It's really more of like a koi pond, but like it gives you that like shock
enough.
for a moment.
Swimming pool for fish.
Yeah, there is some sort of like pond. It's got like a little water fixture that looks like a little like Japanese temple that's like water going down, like perfectly curated, like plants and everything around it. It looks really well tended and really well cared for.
Do we go to a public school? Hold
You
on.
do. You do.
Damn, Dr.
Well, we
Nick.
don't know what Dr. Nick's spouse does.
If
I
he has
thought
a
it
spouse.
was single.
Enough to
Yeah.
go get a PhD.
You
It's
do know that
true.
he's working on a PhD, so
Yeah.
you see he's got they've got a pretty extended, this house has a pretty extended porch, and it looks like part of it is closed off, like maybe there's like a little like sauna room or something on the edge.
Oh
Like
my
a little,
gosh.
yeah. Really lovely. There's some like grass mats and some low benches laid out and whatever. You also notice that the lights are on inside his house.
What?
What?
There might be an adult in there. An adult here. The lights are on in his house.
How are the
There might
lights on?
I don't know, but maybe we go knock on the front door.
Let's go find out.
Wait, hold on. What is Dr. Nick's last name?
Do we know?
Pringle.
Nick Pringle?
Kringle with a
Nick
K.
Pringle.
Nick Kringle.
Oh my god.
My god, it is Christmas magic. Okay, let's go. Let's go knock on. Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
What song are we singing?
An
It-
actual
it-
Christmas
It
song.
can't be the Addams Family because that'll make him kind of like, you know,
Silent
on the
Night?
edge.
Listen, McGuire, Christmas Carol repeater. Can't do it.
Silent Night?
Silent Night. It's easy.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have Wi-Fi, so we have no backup.
That's
That's
okay.
fine.
That's
we
okay.
we can do it ourselves. We're all in choir together.
Yeah. Totally am singing.
Um,
and not
Choir.
making out under the bleachers.
You have to be careful on who you make out with in this town. We have
That's
come
true.
to find out.
It's
That's a fair
true.
point. It's kind of risky now.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna just like pop through the gate from the backyard that
Yeah.
you're in, go around to the front?
Yeah.
You pop out of the gate.
We
you-
carol at the back door.
Look, it's an option. That's why I
Nope,
asked.
nope.
This game's
Nope, nope,
weird,
nope,
y'all. You pop through the gate. I assume everybody does a classic Scooby-Doo, like pile up and like
Oh,
looks
yeah.
Yeah.
around.
Of
Yeah.
course.
For any motion on the street. Only thing you see is the like beautiful hallmark wafts of snow drifting into its perfect little piles. You don't see any skeletons. You hear a little tinkle of Christmas music from off somewhere. Again, you think it's probably one of the like lawn decorations happening or something like that. And you kind of creep your way out and loop to the house to the side. Dr. Nick does not have a huge amount of Christmas decorations. Like, this is not like the most decorated house on the block, but they seem to have like there seems to be like some nice like evergreen boughs that are sort of like swagged across the front of the porch, with a little bit of like twinkle lights in them, just to be a little touch festive. But hanging on the door is not quite a wreath, but more like a collection of like, there's like some evergreen like sticks and leaves, and there's some berries and some other like brown sticks, and it's all kind of it looks very intentionally arranged together into this sort of like bundle, something almost like a broom that has like a handle or whatever, something that is like hung on the door. Festive but odd.
Hey,
Does
Jennifer,
Jennifer?
you're like nerdy and stuff.
Yeah,
I like to do the occultic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good witch or bad witch?
Yeah.
Jennifer, you kind of cast back to some of the holiday traditions and winter festivals that you've read about in the school library and done projects on when you're just, trying to find something that will keep your interest. And you start to notice that, like, all of the plants that seem to be wound up into this thing all seem to be plants that specifically are related to winter festivals. You see holly leaves, you see mistletoe, you see ivy twined around this. The branches look like they are probably from various evergreens, pines and things like that. This is definitely striking you in the vein of like the kinds of like bundles that would be made for like Yule celebrations, not Christmas, but Yule. And you maybe don't know you're not like picking up any exact like, I'll say origins or rituals, but it's definitely like leaning in a vibe.
Yeah, so not bad, not Christmas like we know it, but it's more of like leaning towards Yule. So I don't think this is a bad thing.
But there's a chance there's a Krampus or a Belschnickel.
No.
What?
This doesn't have Krampus themes to it. Also, Krampus only punishes the bad kids.
And we all just look at
So all of us will be fine except for you, Mark, who has to do community service, but you're working off your debt.
Why'd you call him by his middle name? He goes by Vance, you know that.
I'm sorry.
Fine.
I'm sorry. I just looked down at your name.
No, that's very good.
Changing my Zoom.
I can update the overlay. I won't, but I can. Another thing you also do notice, little thing, but maybe important to some of you in this moment, in addition to the fact that there seem to be some lights on in the house, and observing all of this particular like winter greenery, the Ring doorbell does have a green light on it.
Which means, so it's
we
on.
go sing.
So it seems to be on.
Okay.
We start singing, and I'm just gonna, thread some of these Christmas decorations into a tripwire real quick in case we need to leave. Just jump over the last step.
Yeah, you just sort of like grab the end of the garland and the Christmas lights and just sort of like extend it across the walkway a little bit.
Excellent.
As you're singing. Are you ringing the doorbell or knocking, or are you just gonna stand in front of the doorbell and sing?
Knock.
Okay.
But start singing before they get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
We have to do half a song that way.
Yeah.
And you guys decided on Silent Night?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
You all start, some of you, Sammy, Joe, and Jennifer start doing their best rendition of Silent Night, somewhat joined by Andy and Vance, as Vance is very much preoccupied, setting a trap, just in case.
I'm humming.
Yeah, there's something coming along.
I'm getting that bass line in.
Yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
And about, like 3 lines into the song, suddenly, like, the door pops open, and you see a woman. She is dressed, I'll say, like, cocktail party festive. She's got like a little black dress and like some like slightly sparkly tights and some like nice jewelry. Like she was getting ready to go out, but she's got like a little bit of the like the tiniest hint of the crazy eyes happening right now.
Valid.
And her hair is like only half done. It's like she got it like curled but didn't get it like up, so it's like a little bit frazzled. And she just opens the door and she's like, in right now, let's go.
Oh,
okay.
oh, okay.
Amazing. And just like dash inside into the blessed light.
She waves you in. Everybody go inside?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. She waves you in, she slams the door, and you see on the inside, she does like 14 locks. Like this whole thing is just like, and they're not
Oh
all,
my God.
some of them are like, you know, like your classic, like your deadbolt or your little like flip lock. And then some of them are like crazy, like you see her like pull like a necklace out of her, you know, decolletage that's got like a little hex key on it and like rotate around a little thing. And one of them's like some sort of combination.
That
She
explains
does,
why
like,
the door took so long to open.
yeah, she does several of these locks. It doesn't look like she takes the time to do all of them, but she does like a bunch. And then she kind of spins around and looks at you all and is like, "Hi, sorry about that. Are you okay? How's everybody doing tonight?"
Oh.
I think
Freak.
we're okay. Thanks, Mrs. Dr. Nick.
Oh, it's Ms. No, Miss Candy. I'm Nick's sister.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, I'm visiting for the holidays. Possibly longer given what's going on. I was supposed to fly out tomorrow, but you know, the whole I assume you're here because of the like the skeleton thing happening?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And
Yeah.
baby ghosts.
I haven't seen baby ghosts yet. Okay, gonna go add that to the list. All right.
And there was like a light coming from the community center, and the snow was coming from there because there's no clouds, but it's snowing.
And
Okay,
your
hey,
brother was there.
roll it back, roll it
And
back.
only Christmas lights have power.
Yeah, okay, I got
And this
that
house.
one. Yeah, no, we've got a separate generator. Functions on a totally different system. The
Is
snow
that
was
Christmas
coming.
magic?
Yes, the snow was coming from the community center.
Yeah, it was, there was like a glow.
There's like a
glow, like a sun
like a
beacon.
northern star.
Okay.
situation.
I
Do you
need
have
to
a
go.
landline to call? Because our phones don't work.
Yes, you can go try that. It's gonna be on the same hookup as the power. I need to go read a book really fast. So,
Can I? Do you need
Jennifer,
help?
Jennifer.
I'm a nerd.
You read fast?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
She like scurries off into a room.
I'm
You'll
gonna try
grab-
to go call Dr. Nick.
Yeah. You
I'm gonna
head
start
into...
taking selfies in Dr. Nick's house.
I was like, jeez. Andy, you go into the kitchen where she kind of pointed that there's a landline. Beautiful kitchen set up. It looks like they were halfway through maybe some sort of like, not like full on like crazy Christmas feast dinner, but like a nice dinner. There's like a, you know, like a chicken breast roasting in the
Photos,
oven.
just
There's
of everything.
yeah, there's some sides that are bubbling away on the stove. Some sweet potato casserole that's getting like maybe a little too done in the oven.
Oh no.
But you do see there is like a big old honking landline. It's very similar actually to the one at the community center, but this one is bright red. That is like attached to the wall. You see plugged into the outlet, like next to it and sitting on the counter, is an iPhone that is like plugged into the charger, but that if you go look, also appears to have no signal. But there is the big old honkin' landline. So you're able to go in there and start dialing for the community center. Jennifer, you follow this slightly frenetic woman into, you know, there's like that like the double sliding doors that kind of lead into a side room off of the like kind of living room area that you entered into, and you enter an office. It looks like lots of shelves of books and little knickknacks and things, and you see that she has pulled like a bunch of random books off these shelves and kind of like haphazardly opened them and started like looking at them on a table, and she literally just picks one up and like hands it to you and goes, start at chapter 18 and just start flipping through and see if you see anything about like snow generating creatures. Go.
Okay.
And she picks up another book and just starts flipping through randomly. She's handed you a book of like Scandinavian folklore. And you just kind of start flipping through to see what you can find. Vance, you're taking photos around like the living room. You definitely find the wall like under the stairs that has all of the like diplomas, literally starting from like elementary school
Aw.
advancement
Aw.
all the way up to the master's degree.
What
And
a
a
nerd.
single one that doesn't have anything yet.
Yeah. There's definitely a spot for another one. So, but yeah, and the house is a little bit decorated. You see, even in here, there's like some candles and some little like bundles of like pine cones and evergreens or whatever. So it's kind of like generically festive, but doesn't seem to adhere to any specific holiday. Simmy Joe, what were you doing?
Just kind of looking around and getting my bearings, because I mean, shit's weird, and now I'm wondering, kind of in the back of my mind, if Dr. Nick Kringle and his sister Ms. Candy are more than they seem. So I'm just kind of wandering around, poking at all of the things, opening drawers here and there, flipping through any like family album books that might be around, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you just sort of wander around, sort of kind of just like poking at different things, seeing what you can
Being a little
find.
snoop.
Yeah. Andy, you dial the landline number for the community center. It rings 4 times and then picks up, and you hear a slightly frantic, hello?
Hi, Dr. Nick. It's Andy.
Oh, God, Andy, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm at your house. This seems like the only one with power. There's skeletons.
Yeah, there's a lot of skeletons. Okay, great. I'm sorry, you're at my house?
Yeah, we were on our way to Sammy Joe's house, and then we're gonna.
Okay.
La 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 la.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're doing the caroling. But yeah,
No,
your sister let us in.
Oh, great. Okay, Candy's still there. Awesome. Okay, good. That's fine. That's great. Great. You should, sorry, 1 second. And you hear the, like, receiver sets down, like, on a hard surface, like, on a table. And you just hear this, like, blood curdling, like, sort of, like, shriek in the distance. And then just a lot of, like, wet flapping. And then about a minute and a half later, just sorry about that. You were saying, yeah, so you're at my house, you're with Candy's there. Okay, great. You should stay there. Stay there unless the lights go out. If the lights go out, you should run. But as long as the lights are on, you should be
From
fine.
where?
Anywhere that has lights. But don't stay there, because if the lights go out, that means bad things happened. So,
Okay.
yeah. Do any how far away is Sammy Joe's house?
Not that far.
Okay, great. Does her mom practice any particular religion or magic, or just any general like ritualized practices that you're aware of?
I have no idea, but I can ask.
Does she sell doTERRA? Or any other
Sammy Joe!
MLM?
She'll stick her head into the kitchen. What?
Does your
Essential oils.
I'm gonna hand the phone. Just
What? Hi? What?
Hi, is your mom part of an MLM?
Yeah?
Great, which one?
Arbonne?
Okay, great, that'll work. Okay, that'll work too. Yeah, you guys, if the lights go out at my house, you should go back to your house, and just hole up there.
Why?
Don't worry about it, I'll explain later.
Cool. Yeah, great. Do you need to talk to your sister?
Is she available?
I can go. She and Jennifer are reading a book.
Which one?
I don't know.
Is it big? Is it old?
I didn't see it. They went to the library. We told her
Oh, well,
about.
if they're at the library, then they're probably fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, is the coffee table open?
I'm gonna lean and like pull the cord out to its full extension and look into the living
this
room
has
again.
a very long cord, so like you can fully like walk into the living room. The coffee table is not open.
No, it's closed.
Okay, great. Then they're fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, great.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call you back later. Bye. Click.
Why are you looking at the coffee table?
Dr. Nick asked if it was open.
he said if
You
the
should
lights
open the
go out
coffee
here, we
table.
need to run.
He said to go back to my house. Like, Sammy Joe's still holding the phone. he said to go back to my house because my mom sells Arbonne.
Wait, what do MLMs have to do with skeletons?
Everything.
Andy, what did he ask you that had you yelling for me?
Yes, because I told him we were gonna go to yours. That's where we were headed. And he said to stay here unless the lights go out. than to run. And then he asked if your mom was in any like spiritual religion thing, and then if she sold him. So I don't know.
Oh, so like cults. Got it. Okay. And Samuel will walk back into the kitchen and hang up the phone.
Yeah. Untangle yourself from the various furniture and hang up
Right.
the big red phone. Jennifer, you've been like frantically like flipping through books with Candy, who is like briefly sort of like narrating to you and explaining like, okay, so what we're looking for is anything that involves anything involving skeletons, turning of the new year, turning of the seasons, also possible, winter festivals, winter rites, winter pagan rites, winter religious rites of any sort. It doesn't have to be pagan per se. Like that's kind of a misnomer because like honestly anything is pagan if it's not the primary religion of the house. You know, this is getting really intense for this. Just anything involving snow, anything involving just like anything you find. She like fully chucks a book over her shoulder and picks up another one and starts flipping through it as she's just like running this like commentary. You start flipping through, and you do run into something that looks like it might be involved with something. There is there's an entry about a like festival or like a goddess in Scandinavia, who is and this like rings a little bit of a bell that now I can't get to my tab on it because again I have too many tabs.
Or just enough.
Please. You find that there is a goddess listed in this book that you have been handed, that is a goddess related to seasonal rites about death and rebirth. She seems to then get conflated with a lot of other, like, death goddesses from other religions, sort of, maybe. She's not really, like, inherently a death goddess. She's more of, like, a winter goddess. But the specific thing that you find out is that she is often, like, really conflated with winter festivals and the turning of the seasons in a lot of Scandinavian cultures. And usually she... one of the ways that she is like respected in their rites is effigies, tiny like doll effigies are made of her and then drowned in rivers and pools.
Okay. So found this winter death goddess that you build dolls of her and then drown them.
Oh, great! That sounds like it might work.
Okay, so we should build a doll and drown it in the koi
Yeah, how good are you at corn husk dolls? Did you ever have to do that in like Girl Scouts or
Yes.
Great. You see she walks over to like a cupboard in the side of the room, whips it open. It looks like it's just full of like office supplies or whatever, and she basically just sort of grabs a bunch of like parchment paper and just like hands you a stack. It's like, great. Start doing something. I don't know, something vaguely human shaped. Go.
Sure.
And she also grabs like a stack of paper and literally just starts like weird like origami like crumple twisting this into like some sort of at one point she like rifles back in, opens a couple doors, hands you a handful of multicolored pipe cleaners, and she's like, see if these help.
Sure. I'm gonna yell for Vance.
Vance, you were in the living room. Did you want to open the coffee table?
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just like finger running over the seam.
Yeah.
And just like a little peek in there.
Yeah, you kind of like you kind of take the little like evergreen pine candle holder thing and just kind of like scooch it off, just kind of lift it up a little bit, and inside the coffee table, you see what you can only describe as like a vampire hunter's kit. There's like sharpened wooden stakes of a variety of different woods. There's like a big, massive, ancient-looking tome that's like locked, like legitimately locked shut. There are jars of things that you are not sure if you want to identify. Some of them look organic and old, but there's just like crazy looking shit in here.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, just start picking up stuff and looking at it, and I'm just like internal monologue, but like slightly out, like vampire hunter. He might witchcraft. Maybe I could open a portal.
You
Portal.
lift up a jar that appears to be full of nails and sticks and some yellow liquid that you suddenly realize you don't actually want to know the origin of.
Super gross.
And as you have picked that up, you hear Jennifer calling for you from the other room.
Just slam it shut.
Yeah.
What? What do you need?
You're crafty. Come here.
Okay.
Andy, what are you up to as all this chaos is kind of ensuing around you? And Sammy Joe, I guess you guys were kind of in the kitchen finishing up this phone call. What are you up to?
I mean, I hear yelling for crafting, and I am drawn as a siren call of my people.
Yeah, you drift in to see what's going on. You see that the candle holder is off the coffee table, so that definitely got opened at some point.
Kind of side-eye it, and look through the door as Vance disappears through it.
Andy touched it.
I
It
love
wasn't me.
how you
And
did.
as soon as
I love how you knew that I was looking at you, even though you couldn't see me.
Andy, who has been with you in the kitchen this whole time, just kind of shakes his head a little bit.
Sammy Joe's not looking, I am going to open the coffee table.
Yeah. Yeah, Sammy Joe follows Vance into the library. You just walk over and immediately pop that coffee table. Same thing, like there's like steaks, there's like these weird jars, there's this big like locked book happening. There's you see there's also like these leather pouches that seem to be kind of like it's like they're almost like brush rolls or something. They're like rolled up with like stuff inside. Everything's like really carefully like nestled into its own compartments.
Take a photo, close it back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole house is just documented from like 7 different angles at this point.
We'll make a shared album later.
Vance and Sammy Joe, you pop in and you see Jennifer and Candy just like frantically making like the world's shittiest little like paper dolls.
What are we making?
Make
Dolls?
paper dolls. Make paper dolls. We're gonna go drown them in the koi pond.
Cool. I'm not
With,
asking
like
questions.
a crossbow or like a.
What?
Does it? Just nothing. Like, yeah, paper dolls. This is
paper dolls.
corn.
What? Make dolls.
Okay.
Sammy Joe will sit down, crisscross applesauce, and start making some of them. She's been making props for cosplay and stuff for a while. Hers look pretty good.
I think a lot of like Jennifer was wearing a lot of layers because they were going to be out and it's cold. The like shawl and things that she was wearing have been like tossed aside. Her hair is falling out of the braid that she had.
Yeah.
Like, and she's just like frantically making them. At one point she like ripped her gloves off to do it.
Yeah, you guys are.
Do you guys
doing
have
this.
scissors?
No, I don't. I hand him the scissors.
Yeah, throw him the hinged knives. I'm all about this.
What's gonna happen? You see at one point Candy just like sits straight up with her eyes big and just like, fuck the sweet potatoes, and like gets up and like books it into the kitchen.
What do we need sweet potatoes for?
I don't think we need sweet potatoes for
I
anything.
think it's probably
Those things
like
you
a
just
sweeter
forgot.
course to kind of
Go
to
with the
complement
salty.
the turkey and yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
Okay.
Here's 12 of them, and I just like bring out like a
Jesus.
string of
Thank
the like
God.
cut figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have all of these, and Candy suddenly like pops her head back and is like, "All right, we're out of time, so just grab whatever you got and let's go."
Out of time.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Just
Don't worry.
Alright.
gather up the armfuls.
Okay.
You see the lights start to flicker a little
Oh,
bit
no.
in the house.
No.
No.
She runs to the back door and like again undoes like a weird number of locks. One of them appears to be like a sigil that she just like traces over with a finger and then it glows and like cracks open. And then you've got like a standard like hotel style deadbolt again that she just like flips open like weird wild range of everything. And she books it out into the backyard. She is in like full cocktail attire with like heels and everything on. She just like
Sure.
sprints. Heads over to the koi pond, has her like dolls, kind of waves you all over. Since I was like, okay, did you see anything in the book? Like, do we have to do anything specific or just under
Is
the
there like
water?
a ritual or?
Did I?
You did not. You just saw like
No,
You
just-
saw burning and or drowning.
I saw burning or drowning. We have enough of these. We could probably bird sub.
Great.
But let's-
Sounds like time for both. She
Okay.
reaches into presumably a tiny pocket in her cocktail dress and whips out a lighter, holds hers over the water, flicks it on, and starts
Oh my
burning it.
god.
She's like, great, yeah, just into the water or over the flame, whatever's feeling right at this point, honestly, I think is
Just-
the way to go.
Push the doll into the water.
Yeah, you just like shove it under the water.
I'm gonna borrow that. I'm gonna borrow that lighter and then like wait for it to almost get to my hand and then drop it.
Yeah, she totally like offers the lighter around. You start burning these little dolls. Some of you shove them under the water. Vance
Yeah,
and
I guess
Jennifer,
just like wrap it around a thermos and then just like throw it into the water.
Which
Is it-
thermos?
Yeah, I need to know which thermos
This is
it is.
important.
Oh, he's
Oh,
rolling
God.
for it.
Daddy, no!
No!
Somehow
yeah.
worse.
I mean, now
It's
you
more
now,
flammable.
now you've given her an offering.
As all of
becomes
these
fourth mom.
all of these dolls burn or sink into the water or are plunged underneath, there is kind of a like sense of stillness for a moment, and you all realize it's because the snow has stopped falling.
We saved Christmas!
And after another moment, you almost have to blink. Like, it is still nighttime, whatever is there, but like all the lights in the neighborhood suddenly blare on at
Jeez.
once. You're in the backyard, you're a little bit protected, and you were a little bit acclimated back to the light, but it's like a sudden glow of like every house's lights pop on, every street light pops on, all of these things. As you look around, you look at the like slightly frenetic Candy, and she just sort of like looks at you, and just like gives you like a weird like lopsided smile. She's like, "Sorry about that. We were in a little bit of a situation. Nice song. I've got hot chocolate inside. I think that's a thing you're supposed to offer carolers, right?"
Sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, please. And if you
That
can
and
sign,
cookies.
and if you can sign
You're
this paper that
way
Vance
cooler than your
has,
brother.
if you can
Oh.
sign this paper
Oh,
that Vance
yeah, you
has
need-
about the community service
Oh,
thing.
yeah, absolutely. No, I'm happy to vouch for that. She sort of like waves you all back inside, kind of takes a moment. Again, out of like, I don't know, mystery pockets, I guess, seems to apparate a hair tie and just sort of like gathers up the slightly crazy hair back into a ponytail, so it's at least like tucked out of the way. As she starts heating up some milk on the stove and pulls out the like hot cocoa. This is like the good
The
stuff.
good stuff.
Drinking chocolate.
Oh,
Yeah. Starts kind of stirring that up. Definitely has a little bit of that awkward, like, you know, like, so, y'all are from the Caroling group, and you know my brother, I guess.
Yeah, he teaches our history class.
Oh, great. Yeah.
what just
you know-
happened?
You know, don't worry about it.
What?
You ever kill a vampire?
We
no,
just did
no,
some
no.
kind of like pagan rite or something, and the snow stopped. I am worried about it a little bit.
No, you shouldn't. I mean, unless you're planning to like actively practice, this is sort of a one-off, and they don't think it's gonna affect.
I might.
I don't.
Oh, I'm highly interested now.
No, it's this is a weird sort of sensitive thing because I don't want to get in trouble for teaching you all about stuff that isn't on the approved curriculum, and then your parents.
Well, you're not our teacher.
You're not our teacher.
Not yet. Next semester.
What are you?
Well-
Wait, what are you teaching?
Oh, I'm taking over history so that Nick can finish his PhD.
Cool. That's next semester's problem.
Yeah,
You're not our teacher now.
Transylvania?
No. Oh, no. The vampires are definitely not a problem. That's been fully dealt with.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
Hey, where were you going? You look really nice.
Oh, Nick and I were supposed to be hosting his partner and some friends for a party tonight, but the whole snow thing kind of like put a damper on that. So if you guys are hungry, I've got this turkey breast, duck breast. There's some slightly overdone sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. She just starts pulling things out of the oven, off the stove, and just kind of like setting things out in dishes.
Yeah, Sammy Joe will start like looking through cabinets and finding dishes and helping, like kind of autopilot helping serve up.
So if we did want to learn about all this stuff, could that be like an after school club? Like if I can get my dad has done a lot of shitty things. I could get him to agree to anything.
Oh, well, in that case, as long as I just want to make sure that I'm not gonna get in trouble. I do host a class at the community center on Saturday afternoons where we talk about ancient rituals that have been lost to time and how you can integrate the sort of respect for nature and the universe into your daily living practice, if that's something of interest to you.
Can I talk to snakes or?
Is that? Do you want to?
I'm overwhelmed with questions at the moment, and that was the first one that came.
I mean,
Yes.
it's not as common anymore, but we could certainly look into it. It's not a particular skill that I have.
Insects with my mind.
Ooh, I think he's still in South America. It might take a while for me to get a hold of him, but I could get a hold of my my snake friend if that's something that you feel like is important to your journey.
I think we might be in a little bit of shock, so maybe
I do.
I'm
think
clearing my Saturdays forever.
I do think you should maybe have a hot beverage, and maybe you could talk about this with Nick. He might be able to explain things a little bit more on your level. I'm not saying I was the first choice for the district to take over the history. They're not really into my specific. This isn't really my specific area. It was more that I was the only person who actively was willing to take the job for such a low pay rate.
Oh, I was gonna say we're not that bad, but the pay rate.
No, it's definitely not about you guys. It's about public funding being absolute bullshit in this country.
Yeah.
But I have some hereditary wealth, so it's not a big issue for me.
We kind of noticed.
Yeah, that's literally the only reason Nick owns a house. We inherited it
with
from
a koi pond.
Yeah, we inherited it from his mom, my dad. It's a long story.
We understand.
Is your dad's name Brian?
We're half siblings.
How did you know my dad's?
Oh my god!
And with that horrifying possibility, we will end tonight's episode of Creepy Christmas Carolers.
Oh my god.
This whole
presents for everyone.
This is not where I planned to end it, but you teed me up too good.
This is getting to the point of being like that song. Your father may have fathered all of the boys in town, but your father's not the father, so have fun.
Yeah. Not to be confused with My Family Tree's a Circle. Also a real song.
Wow.
Anyway,
Our
thanks
father's an
everybody.
eldritch horror, because that's the only way this all makes sense.
Thanks everybody for tuning in to Creepy Christmas Carolers. Thank you, Ren, for inviting me and all of these fun nerds onto your stream to play. It was a really fun way to tee off into the holiday insanity.
Heck yeah.
The next couple of weeks. I will let you let me know how you want us to outro things. It's your channel. You do the thing.
I'll go ahead and then grab hold of it and then toss it right back to you to ask you to promote stuff that you're doing as we wrap up.
Okay. You want me to start?
Go for it. We're going in opposite order.
Great, we'll go in opposite order. My name is Alandra, aka LadyBedivere. You can find me on all socials at LadyBedivere, including on itch.io, where you can find the OG version of this game, Spoopy Scary Skeletons, as pay what you want if you are interested in downloading the PDF and playing this with your own horrified tabletop game crew. Yeah, I stream with Quests and Chaos, with Majestic Goose Network, mostly for Meme of the Month. I'm trying to start up some stuff on my own channel in the new year. I'm generally just around on all of the Discords all of the time, and I'm super easy to get a hold of
Bye,
if
Mark.
you need- Oh, okay. Well, farewell, Mark. Dipping out early.
Apparently.
I mean, look, he's on the side of the bay where sometimes the weather does things to the
Yeah.
internet, so that could be happening.
Just gotta
Anyway,
move
yeah.
some things around in here in
Yeah,
real
I'll let you
time.
just do a
Don't
little-
mind
I'll
me.
I'll vamp while you do a
Yeah.
little
please.
shuffle. But yeah, Crispy Christmas Carolers. This is the second time ever I have played this on a stream. The first time was back when I was play testing this, which was with the Torpid Gaming Network many eons ago. Mark was part of that group. And has been very invaluable. Several people from the circular. Oh Jesus!
What happened?
Apparently they popped a circuit.
Jeez.
True to form for the way this game goes. It's because I didn't curse you enough in game. Anyway, but yeah, thank you all for hanging out, for stopping by. And I think we are almost enough sorted, that I will kick it over to we're no longer going in order. We'll kick it over to Joseph.
There you
Joseph,
go.
where can we find you, and what are you doing these days?
You can find me mostly on Redacted Reports, which is currently releasing season 8.
Yes.
I believe, yes. So that's been fun, re-listening to that and remembering what we did. It was recorded so long ago. That's I don't really do any streaming or anything. Occasionally you'll see me on QNC or Meme of the Month or different places, but I just fill in when people want me to show up. So
Amazing. DB.
Hello, I am DB, Deebles, whatever. And I am, on my own channel. That's Deebles with 4 Ds on Twitch.
Four
You
E's,
can also,
dear.
4 E's, you're right. It's very late here.
It is.
Deebles.
Deebles.
We found your alt channel now.
Just all of the
Oh.
D's.
Yeah, that's what I should have done instead of all of the E's. But you can also find me over on the Goose Network, where I'm on things like Crits and Knits and
That's pretty
thank you. That's pretty crafty. Right now on my channel, I am doing the 12 Days of Christmas, where I stream every day up until not New Year's Eve, sorry, Christmas Eve, and that day we will have a 12-hour stream of just funness starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hell yeah.
But yes, that's me.
I'll jump in quickly on Mark's behalf. You can find Mark at
Thank
the
you.
Lord Bonk. He has not streamed in a minute because his job is a real life grown-up job and sucks right now. But he does occasionally stream over there, and you can also find him occasionally getting roped into TTRPGs with the likes of myself. He is actually the person who got me into streaming in the first place, so I'm
Aw.
always excited to get to play with him. And
Yeah.
now, take us out, Tiana Wren.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all so much for coming and playing. This was a really fun time. I always love getting to play with any of these people in solo, and getting to play with all of them together is a tremendous treat. So thank you all so much for being here and being part of it. Thank you to our wonderful viewers. Pixel Rose, I did see your resub at the top of the stream and didn't call it out. I apologize, and thank you very much for the resub. We're going to be back with Death tomorrow, hopefully, barring acts of God and dental work. Who knows? But you know what? Adam and his League of Legends team won the championship, so good for them.
Worth it.
Worth
Yeah.
it. We missed them last week, but they won the championship, and we're very proud of them. So thank you all so much for being here. We will be returning with Death tomorrow, and then I'll be playing some Dragon Age 2 to wrap out the streaming week before I peace out until New Year's Eve, because, family and fun stuff like that. So, again, thank you so much to my fellow wonderful streamers for being here this evening. Devils, go get some sleep. We're out.
I have plans now. You guys have made me think of things, so.
Hell yeah. Good night, everyone. And if we don't see you before then, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye.